Cool, so this is my post-show video which I'm going to sort of recap my season, how I did and my plans moving forward in women's physique, prep, off-season and all of the things above. So a lot of you that follow me would have seen how I sort of did, what I accomplished. So the goal was to actually go and get my pro card, of course. Just missed out on it both times. So I prepped, did 3 shows back to back. The first show that I did was the Wigan MK Classic with 2 bros. I did win my height class in the overall, and that qualifies you then for a pro qualifier. So the next one was the Finland pro qualifier, which I flew to. I think that was on the 23rd. There's too many dates for me to remember. I did that one again, won my height class, won the overall, but unfortunately there weren't enough athletes. There were only 4 of us, and there requires 5 in order to actually qualify and go forward for the pro card. And this is quite a common problem within women's physique. There's not enough competitors across the board. It's quite scarce, so I couldn't have it. So I did appeal for the pro card, so I didn't have to do the British. Unfortunately, I didn't get the appeal back. I didn't get an answer. So I then did my 3rd show, so 3rd week back to back, did the British, and unfortunately I came in 2nd, just lost out on the pro card, and I was beaten by someone that I beat 2 weeks previous, but they just came in harder and better, and granted that they deserved that. But the feedback from the judges was, when I appealed my pro card, that I need to bring up my legs, particularly sort of like my hamstrings, my glutes, a bit more thickness in my arms. And because this is my 2nd year doing women's physique, I just didn't have enough time in the off season last time, so I just need to put on some more mass, take some time off. And when I mean take time off, I don't mean sit around, lounge around, do nothing. I need time off to eat and build that density and that good quality muscle. So then when I do step on stage again, I can sort of hopefully clear again, take everything I need, and then qualify, get my pro card. And then I want to be good enough to then go straight into a pro show after. So that's my sort of experience from this year and leading into next year. So discussions with my coach is that we're going to take about 12 months off. That's the sort of preliminary timeline that we've put together, but we will assess as we go through how much time I actually do require off, granted that I actually make the changes I need to, because if I don't make the changes I need to, there's 0 point in me stepping on stage with a physique that's subpar and slightly different from what I brought this year. However, having said that, I did make a very good improvement with just I think it was a 4-month off season with Tom Hames, my coach. So I'm thinking maybe if I can accomplish that in 4 months, double that, I might be able to step on stage at the end of next year. But we'll see, obviously, where we are. We're not in a rush. We want to go on completely different, really. So things to take away from this prep, things that I learned that didn't go as well last year was reducing and managing stress. Myself particularly, and quite a few other competitors that I know, really stress hinders them quite a lot, and it does have an effect on your body. If you look at the pictures of me on stage last year when I did my first ever women's physique show for the IFBB, I had the size, but my condition was atrocious. It was watery, it was bloated looking, and that was not saying or blaming it on anything, but I kind of am. It was a direct effect from stress, from people around me that is basically just toxic, that ruined my prep, quite literally ruined my prep. And my body just had that effect of, when you are stressed, you hold water. This prep around, I made sure that from start to finish, so from the end of February right the way through to the end of July, I had minimal stress. I avoided any situation, any person or anything around me that caused stress. And I think that's a direct link. If you look at my physique from last year to now, you can see the difference that made. I also had a very, very good coach behind me this year. So I think the transition from my previous coach to the current coach that I have was a very good decision. He's very good with working with women that hold a large amount of mass and muscle, but also correlates and intertwines the thing of holding femininity for athletes, which is a massive, massive component for me that I want to keep intact. I'm a massive advocate for femininity and muscle. So for me, those things everything just fell into place this year. So as I said, I was only with Tom for 4 months before in my off season. So I believe that a true good off season with Tom will yield the results that I require in order to then turn pro the next time I stand on stage, and just keep that focus in and make sure I do the work. When people come into off season, they think it's being slack. They think that you can kind of eat what you want, train sporadically, kind of do things unstructured. But for someone that wants to turn pro and actually wants to pursue this for long term, you need to still have that structure in your off season. You could still have off-plan meals and go out and socialise, but the structure and the work still needs to be consistent across the board, basically. So if you are looking to turn pro and you really want to pursue this, you know, with a serious attitude, you have to keep everything, you have to treat your off season like a prep. That's essentially what it is. You're still prepping, you just have more food, you have more energy, more strength, so you can actually push through. Otherwise, if you treat it as an off season, it's not going to be great. Then you'll step on stage, and like I said, you'll have either no change or very little that won't actually push you over that line to becoming a pro. So those are things that I reckon really did help me push to a sort of higher standard this year. And I believe that that time off I have again will help me push even further up next time. But that's kind of just a whole sort of encompassing moment of what I've done this year. I intend to put more content on my YouTube and on my Instagram, obviously, of what I'm doing and how I'm going to sort of pursue that throughout. So I'm not just in the shadows. I will show you what I'm doing and how then that's going to lead to where I'm going to be next time I step on stage. But thank you for watching, and yeah, stay tuned for the next one.